Chapter 1. If you build it, they will come. Built by the George F. Pauling Company of Engineers and Contractors, utilizing the adage location, location, location. He had it constructed under the elevated 46th Street train station at 4530 Market Street in West Philadelphia. During construction, a Pittsburgh financial partner went bankrupt on Pauling. He then partnered with movie theater chain owner Jules Massenbaum to finish it. The Philadelphia Ice Palace and Auditorium opened on February 14, 1920. A crowd of 4,000 watched a hockey game. The Yale Bulldogs defeated the Princeton Tigers 4-0. In that opening game, it was announced the ice rink would open to the public, but some didn't realize ice hockey has 3 periods, and ventured onto the ice before the game was finished, and had to be ordered off by the police to complete the inaugural game. Weeks after that first day of public skating, the New York Times newspaper would call it the finest in the nation for skaters. Professional boxing debuted at the Philadelphia Auditorium on May 19, 1920, with a seating capacity of 8,500. It was actually owner and engineer George F. Pauling who had planned the building for boxing shows. Though the first show was a sellout, it ended up with a standing room only of 10,000. After running 4 successful boxing shows and closing for the summer, Pauling reopened the auditorium on September 8, 1920, featuring a boxing match which was halted in the 6th round when a referee disqualified both contestants for not competing enough. As a result of that disappointing match, Pauling fired his boxing matchmaker Jack Hanlon. After running one more boxing show the following week, Pauling closed down the boxing operation until the department was restructured and had the arena renovated. George Pauling, convinced he could make the arena into a boxing mecca, brought back boxing a year later on October 6, 1921, and ran 33 successful shows until November 17, 1922. Though it was his partner Jules Massenbaum would rename the arena in 1925, they sold it to Rudy Freed and Maurice Fishman in 1927, becoming a corporation of owners. This would later include Peter Tyrrell from 1934 through 1965, followed by Herman Taylor. All managed the arena into a corporate success for public entertainment. Although the arena would host the golden age of wrestling between 1925 through the late 1970s, the arena was a primary boxing venue in Philadelphia through as many years under their management. The Great Depression really cut into activity and profits of the arena, but under direction of Herman Taylor, boxing continued to bloom as World War II broke out. He would book boxing matches between the arena to Convention Hall and local clubs, making it into a weekly go-to event, until network TV of the era 1950s would allow everyone to watch from home instead of ironically going there. Herman Taylor promoted boxing for 79 years in Philadelphia. He booked at sites I covered in the History of Wrestling Part 2, such as Municipal Stadium, the Philadelphia Phillies Baker Bowl, Convention Hall, the arena, as well as the Philadelphia Phillies Shibe Park. He briefly started out as a boxer himself and was known to his friends as Muggsy. He turned boxing promoter in 1912 and purchased the Broadway Athletic Club at 15th and Washington, which I mentioned in Part 2. There is more than a vague mention Herman Taylor was associated with organized crime. Boxing history has infamously been linked to them as also. No matter who managed or owned the arena, it continued to host boxing, basketball, hockey, mass variety events, including professional wrestling, until losing business to the Spectrum in the 1960s and 1970s.